Honolulu City Council Chair Tommy Waters and Vice Chair Esther Kia'aina introduced a resolution and a bill today to prohibit council members from having outside employment while in office.
Now, Waters and Kia'aina say that they want to ensure council members give their undivided attention to city business and commit to their roles as public servants.
It's a conflict of interest for council members to vote on their own salary. The real world doesn't work like that. Employees don't get to decide what their salary will be, right? And it's absurd to have council members vote on their own salary. It's just a conflict of interest. The real world doesn't work that way.
The pay bump would essentially affect the mayor, city council members, and city department heads. Council members would see a 64% pay raise, from $69,000 to $113,000 a year, something Chair Waters says was weighed in on by the public, dropping the original recommendation of $166,000 a year to the now $113,000. That is a decision he says the council has no say in adjusting. And Chair Waters says the raise would not affect taxpayers, claiming he would find money in the existing budget to pay for the raises.
Now, council members Augie Talba and Andrea Tupola are trying to get a majority of city council members to sign a memorandum rejecting that raise.
They want to get 2 resolutions rejecting the city salary increases on the council agenda for June 7th. Live by Zoom with us now is one of those council members, Augie Talba. Aloha, Councilmember Talba. Would you tell us more about
Happy Aloha Friday.
Thank you. Tell us more about why you're pushing for these resolutions.
Well, I think first, like Council Waters says, yeah, the public started getting really upset after the Salary Commission made its decision. And the question I got to ask the public is it okay for your city council member to make $113,000? For me, knowing that we just got out of a pandemic, we're in a recession. There's people in my community struggling to make ends meet, and there's a lot of things that we got to get completed in the city. Is this a good time for us to get this $64,000 raise? I'll be happy to discuss the issue of full-time and part-time, but let the public weigh in on this. Let's get the public to weigh in and go fix the charter first. It's I think that is super important that the public get the opportunity to really voice their opinions and their thinking.
Councilmember Talba, you touch on the economic climate, the tough economic climate that we're currently facing. So what if you don't get your memorandum on the agenda and you get your pay raise? What happens then? Because it doesn't need the council's approval to get the raise, as Council Chair Waters said. But before you mention what you do with that money, does that still stand?
The thing, right? We don't have to voice our opinion because the Salary Commission made that decision, but people don't vote for the Salary Commission. People vote for us to represent them. And what the people in my community is saying, no to 64%. So I was voted by the people to watch over your tax-paying money. And that's what I'm doing. I go in every day listening to our constituents, and they're saying no. So if this raise happens, I have no problem with putting that money back into the general fund, because there's so much things that need to happen in my community. Speed humps, clean up parks, maintenance equipment. How about filling the positions, the 3,000 positions that the city have right now? There's so much needs. So before we start looking at us and putting money in our pocket, let's go get some stuff done in our community.
Okay, I hear your frustration, and we have one last question for you. That story that we had just read about what Chair Waters and Vice Chair Kia'aina introduced about not letting you guys have side hustles, what is your reaction to that?
Look, if that's what the people want, again, the key word is what the people want. And this memo is giving that opportunity for people to weigh in on whether or not City Council is a full-time or part-time job. I ran because I knew that I could handle doing everything that I love doing and still represent my community. I get a $68,000 job with a car allowance. I have a staff that that's about 400 something thousand that work full time, that do full time work in my office to educate me. And then if they cannot figure out the problem, we have lawyers in the city. So I am, all I'm saying, all I'm asking is let the public weigh in. That's their money. Let them decide. They never elect the salary commission. They elected us to watch over your money.
Councilmember, we do have time for one last question, and I do want to ask this because you talk about allowing the voters to decide. What do you think, because this is a steep increase, what do you think the message is being sent? What do you think that message is being sent to the public?
Well, the thing is, like, we are elected to be the voice of the people. Are we really listening to their concerns? You know, this is an opportunity for us to call our council members, get them on record, ask them, are you okay with the raise? You know, don't hide behind a salary commission's decision. Are you for it or against it? And if you're for it, defend that. You know, for me, morally, I didn't come here because I wanted one job. I came, and I never had to do it, but I came because there's so much problems in my community that I thought maybe I could help find solutions for, you know, and that is what we are put in office to do, to listen to the concerns of the people. And right now, that 64% is a lot. And like I said, there's so much needs, so much things that we got to get done in our community. So I'm going to leave it at that. I can't wait to have the discussion on full-time or part-time, but we are here for the people, and I'm doing what I think is morally right.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us, Councilmember Augie Tolba.